Life is quite exciting when you travel. My name is Prasanth Golusu. I have always been drawn towards traveling since the early stages of my life. Somehow, this pushed me out of my comfort zone and made me watch and do some weirdest of things, which were quite dangerous and were filled with excitement at the same time. That's what made me realize that I am happy to be alive. From meeting people to understand their ideologies, finding out the true essence of Indian cultural heritage, learning and having some amazing Indian cuisines from all corners of India. This made me think, is this enough? Soon I found that traveling is not just about moving from one place to another, but going within too. This idea intrigued me into knowing self. So I put myself in a position to face the fears of highest temperatures in Rajasthan to the lowest in Sikkim, going underwater in Andaman to touching the top of the glacier in Kashmir, from bearing the loudness in the cities to enjoying the calmness in Meghalaya. This traveling transformed me to see life in a different perspective. Maybe that's what India I see. There is a lot more to Tamil Nadu than just being a South Indian state. This is a state that boasts a large number of amazing natural attractions, which includes mystic mountains, stunning landscapes, pioneering architecture, rare red desert, and many more. While I was talking to one of my friends, he asked me an interesting question. Hey Prashant, what are the places you have been to? In Tamil Nadu especially. I said, Chennai, Coimbatore, Rameshwaram. And he stopped me and said, not the places that everybody have been. What are those unexplored that you have seen which are unique and not touched yet? I said, nothing. Then he suggested me some of the places to go for. And that intrigued me into making a plan. Adventurous thing. It's choosing my Vespa. I call it Devadatta because it takes me everywhere all along India. So in that sense, me, Vespa, 5 days plan and over 2000 kilometers all along in Tamil Nadu. And this is how it went. Let's get started. And this is how my journey from Chennai has started. My next stop is Chidambaram. After reaching Chidambaram, I heard of this place called Vaidishwara temple nearby. It is believed that this is a place where Lord Shiva blesses the people whoever offers his prayers of cure to the diseases, along with relief from all the hardships that he has been facing in his life. So immediately I took a room, removed all those luggage and kept it there and moved to the temple. Adi Poompuhar enge ponum?
பூம்புகார் இப்படியே போகணும். எங்கள் ரூட்டு போயிருக்கு.
இது ஸ்ட்ரெயிட்டு லெஃப்டா?
மேகத்தாட்டைக்கு நேராக லெஃப்ட்டில் ஒரு ரூட் இருக்குது. ஒன்று 5 கிலோமீட்டர் போனால் அந்த காரைக்கால் ரூட்டு வரும். அதில் கொஞ்சம் தூரம் ஒரு கிலோமீட்டர் போனோம்னா லெஃப்ட் பக்கத்தில் ஒரு ஆர்ச் இருக்கும்.
சரி.
அண்ணன் பெருமாள்னு போட்டிருக்கோம் போல்டு.
ஓகே.
அது உட்ற பூந்தினா நேராக திரும்பி வந்து திருக்கடையூர், தரங்கம்பாடி, திருநள்ளாறு.
சரி. நன்றி. I met this maths teacher and he started speaking about the history of Pumbuhar.
Shall we teach you ruled by the Cholas?
That is the place where we will be going.
Yes.
Correct. Inside. Okay.
It's a Tamil culture developed here.
That was the first language?
Sangam was organized by a group of the educated persons once during the region of the Chola.
Okay.
The Chola period is divided in 3 periods. First period, second period, third period. So during the region of Chola, Itinerant, Pandyans, the Pumbuhar was once familiar with the Tamil language. And the place has a port also. Yes, from here most of the ships were travelled to some other countries.
Okay. It was the oldest inhabited place in entire Tamil Nadu and a famous port that went down after a complete destruction by tsunami in 500 BC. It was ruled by the Chola kings. So in this Tamil poems mentioned to be Minimekalai, which states it was swallowed by the sea. Even in 2004, this place was severely hit by the sea. It is a quite tough situation of getting back to normalcy after such a havoc of destruction. Even today, people in here live in fear, not knowing what might happen tomorrow. But it seems survivors of the past clearly helping them to move in terms with the tsunami. It is such a battle going through life, wondering where you belong. It's quite interesting to see varied level of emotions in here, and there are many more to come up next. I felt it. Whoever comes here will feel it too. This is all in the process of traveling. After crossing Pumbuhar, I was on my way towards Tanjavur, but in between I found a place called Kumbakonam, which is quite special for coffee. So I stayed there and had one. And from there, I started again back to Tanjavur, and here we are going to visit Brihadishwara temple, which is around 1000 years old. This is UNESCO identified heritage place. The speciality of this place is this Vimana, the tower, doesn't cast any shadow. The sanctum weighs about 80 tons and no one has any idea how it was placed at that peak. This is enough to show the brilliance of architecture of Tamil Nadu. My next destination after crossing Brihadishwara temple is to Madurai. I took a wrong direction as it was the smallest one, and in this path I had to face various difficulties, and the sun was so bright in the mid-noon. It was quite a tough task for me to travel for around 30 to 40 kilometers in that path. Moreover, it was dehydrating me from within and my engine was heating up. So I had to stop somewhere sooner than possible. And after a period of time, with a sigh of relief, I found the highway. I took it, about to reach Karaikudi, where I could have my lunch and give some break for my Vespa. The climate has cooled down now while I was reaching Madurai. And after reaching there, I have seen this Madurai Meenakshi Amman temple, which was constructed around 2000 years ago. And this temple was built by Pandyan king Kulasekara Pandyan. It took around 3.5 hours for me to see each and every place. It was a long day for me, and Devdatta had to rest because tomorrow it will be the longest one of this entire journey. It was a huge pressure of winds from either directions. I was driving my scooter straight on my lane, and all of a sudden there will be a puff of huge blow of wind on my scooter, and it deviates. I adjust my inclination so that I can go straight, and then in no time I get another puff from the other side of it, and it hits me again, and all of a sudden I get misbalanced and try to adjust it again. And this was continuous for me, and I felt this was the real tough part while I was driving, because it was continuous. The waves, the flow, the wind speeds were really high, and it was like I had to drive with an inclination so that I could go straight after a period of time. And then I thought of stopping somewhere, take a break, but my desire to see the starting part of India from where I can see the triangle. So in mind, I just don't want to give up and just try to move forward irrespective of the winds. After a period of time, I could see a great landscape filled with huge mountains. I entered the mountain range towards my Tiruparapu waterfalls. So as I entered the mountain ranges, all of a sudden the wind speeds have lowered themselves. And it was a sign of relief. And that's how I have seen this place. Amazing views. All I could see on my way towards waterfalls was beautiful landscapes filled with greenery, beautiful roads, and soft music. And on my Vespa, going on the speeds around 40 to 45 kmph. What a moment it was, especially for travelers. After reaching waterfalls, it was a small drizzle. I just thought of keeping my luggage aside and just go and jump into the water. And that's what I did. That was a most amazing experience that I've had in recent times. The pure water. And I had no pressures as well. There was no back pain because the design of Vespa was so effective. And the climate supported me much. And not in between, there was a point where it was tough, but remaining all the time it was quite cool, calm, and then I'm just moving on towards Padmanabha Swami Palace. This is a palace where most of you have watched this movie, Nagavalli, Malayalam Chandramukhi, Telugu Chandramukhi, Tamil, where you can hear this word laka 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 laka. The last shot was shot in this particular place, in this particular palace. You can observe that and just come along with me. Let me take you there. This Padmanabha Swami Mahal or palace is in Takkali near Tangalkod. It's just an iconic beauty. It's around 25 kilometers from Tirupalappu waterfalls. And it's one of the largest wooden palace in entire Asia. It was built by King Martanda Varma, dedicated this kingdom to his deity Padmanabha, an incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Here, this place is Padmanabhapuram. So this is all about the history. And now let's move on to our next destination, Kanyakumari, which is around 40 to 45 kilometers from here. As I could see the sun rising from the ocean, I am moving on to a place which is Vivekananda's Memorial Hall. It was said that this was the place where Swami Vivekananda on 24 December 1892 meditated. He meditated here for 3 days and took the resolution to dedicate his entire life to serve humanity. History says that he swam across the seashore, there were sharks in here, to reach rock Pierce mid-sea. Here it's not just a tourist place but a place for enlightened beings as well. I am standing on that point of land which is the end and yet the beginning of something new. There is always an end for everything. Realizing this fact is starting off everything as well. It is a day 4 and I am moving towards Red Desert. The road is too tough as it was before. I have seen white and Thar, but this rare red made me curious not to go back to Chennai without seeing it. Hence, this is known to be Devi Kadu, only place in India where we can find this particular type of sandwich. One of the most mesmerizing place to watch and stand on. I then started towards Dindigul, as it is said about the authentic Talapakati biryani. The roots came from 1957. The founder of this biryani was Nagaswami Naidu. He had this authentic style of making biryani. And as he used to wear a turban, which we call talapa. And based on the brand and synonymous to the talapa, it became Talapakati biryani. So Dindigul Talapakati biryani, which is all over India, various branches and the world. It's a place to watch and to have that authentic biryani as well. The flavors, the textures of the biryani along with the curries side is simply wonderful. And while I have noticed that there is around 35 to 40 kilometer stretch of trees, mountains and roads from Shankari to Tiruvannamalai, I felt like I was in a loop, like while moving. This is what quite majestic. And I felt this was a successful trip on my day of death. This is the end of my journey, recalling all the rains, the stormy winds, sunburns, refreshing waterfall, the ocean, the desert. I am filled with memories attached to me. Is this the end or the start of something new?